Larry.
And I don't know. I don't think we have a name for this.
It's not blue, so can't call it Big Blue.
But this is my Ford F350 that I picked up. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of service work to it. First of all, I'm going to change out the oil filter. I have no idea when the oil was changed in this thing when I bought it and stuff. I have some big plans for this truck. I'll let you guys in a few of them. One of the things is going to get a lift on it. Different tires all the way around. I'm actually going to do a whole different body paint thing on here and stuff. I will eventually probably pull the motor out of it and probably rebuild the motor. But right now it's running fine and everything, and I got so much other things going on, I just don't have time for that. But we're going to change the oil, the fuel filter, stuff like that. And I got a couple other little things I'm going to do to the truck today. And I thought I'll bring you guys along. Kind of nice here for the oil filter. It's actually right here on the driver's side. Get this reach right upside. I have it up on jack stands, but just turn the wheel and you can just come right inside here. Put your oil filter wrench on there and whew, somebody's got this thing cranked on there. There she comes finally. Yeah, so we had this thing on there. Let that drain out just for a couple minutes so it don't make too big of a mess. Alright, we got our new filter. We got our filter off and got my new filter all filled. The filter number on this is, it's a Motorcraft. It's actually a Ford filter and everything. FL1995 it says. I don't fill the filters all the way completely up because they tilt a little bit. And so I usually try to do about 3/4. So otherwise you just start when you put them up in there and you start turning them, and the oil starts leaking out if you go all the way to the very top. Just gotta get this thing started. I think we got her there, yep. And then it just runs down the filter and the filter gets all nasty and stuff. And then usually what you do is you got to put some oil on the gasket too. Otherwise, if you don't, it's going to be a dry gasket. And then when you put it on here, it basically just like welds itself to it. So you just want to put a little bit of oil on the gasket there. And then usually hand tight, and then you usually go 1 to 1.5 turns around. So there's one. It's about 1 1/4. We're just going to leave it there. Good enough. I scratched the paint on the filter. Oh, pretty. There we go. Now we just gotta drain the oil out of the engine. It's right up underneath there, and under the oil pan there's a bolt there. You just pull out, put a bucket on right there, drain the oil out, put the cap back on there, put the nut back or the bolt back in. Fresh oil in there. I'm putting Rotella T4 in there. Some good stuff. So we're gonna leave this bucket down here because I'm gonna be changing my fuel filter, so I'll need to do that. So I'll get another bucket here and put it underneath there. There's your drain bolt. It's a 19mm socket. Just loosen it up. Give her a couple turns and get my bucket under there and get ready. So don't make sure you don't drop this puppy in the bucket. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. That's no fun. A lot of times you just get a magnet if you do that. You can get a magnet and pull it out. I'm not really sure how much this thing holds. This is kind of a smaller bucket. It's about a 4-gallon bucket. Not really sure on the actual proper fluid amount. So I'm just going to hang out here and just wait and make sure that it slows down enough that it's going to fit in this bucket. Although it'll leak on the floor, but my little catch pan I dropped my filter drippings into must have been cracked or something. It leaked all over the floor. So I must have a crack, so that's some cleaning up to do. I think it's slowing down, hopefully, because it's about 3/4. There she goes. Yep, we're gonna make her. It's pretty close, though. You can see the side of the bucket there. So I'm gonna let this just drain a little bit and just drip. I was looking kind of at the drain plug here. Doesn't look like there's anything stuck to it or nothing. These are magnetic, so they're supposed to catch little filings and stuff. But we're gonna let that do its thing and clean out the drain plug. Come back, clean up that area, crank it back on there, and tighten it up. Okay, guys, we're gonna dump in fresh oil. Like I said before, this is Rotella T4 1540 engine. It's the exact same oil that I use in the diesel trucks. Always had really good luck with Rotella, so I kind of use it in everything. Boy, is that an old school oil can there or what? See the jug right here? I buy in the 5 gallons. You can buy in the gallon jugs, but they're like $20 for a gallon jug. You can buy this for like 58 bucks for 5 gallons. So I'm just gonna continue to keep on filling it, and then I'll fire it up and then check the oil, and then I'll move on to the fuel filter. All right, guys, we got the oil all in there. I ran it, checked it again. Took about 4 gallons. That's what I took. It was about 4 gallons. So I got about a gallon left. I'll put it into a jug, be able to carry it around, and in case I need to add oil sometime or whatever. Now the fuel filter on this truck is actually right on top of the engine. It is right here. Now this is an aftermarket one, and I'm kind of scared that when I pull this apart, I won't be able to put this the new filter in. Reason why it looks like an aftermarket, I know that I've seen it before. They usually have like a 1/2 inch where you can stick like a 1/2 inch socket ratchet right into it. This one doesn't have, it has a nut on there, so I'm kind of thinking this is an aftermarket one. I don't know if it'll work with my new filter. I'm gonna have to pull it apart and try. But you got to release the pressure first, and that is right back here. There's a little valve here. It's a little yellow valve, and you just push it back. Just like that. And I have a catch pan down below. It's catching all the diesel fuel, and it's empty in this bowl right here. So I'm going to wait for this to drain, and I'm going to crack this open and see if I can change this filter or not. Alright, it's all done draining, so I'm going to close off that valve. And I'm going to open up this and this is a 25 millimeter socket. I think this is an aftermarket filter kit or something somebody put in here. Let's see what's going on here. Well, just as I thought, this is an aftermarket deal. It's actually the cap and the filter on one, but it's also missing part of the filter. There's supposed to be like a cotton filter on, like a pre-filter to the filter. Diesel actually looks pretty clean. It looks really clean and stuff. I don't see any gunk down in there. The filter, not too bad, but I will have to pick up a new cap for this so I can put in the right filter. But we're just going to put this one back in. The filter is actually part of the cap on this. No, I just need to prime it, and all I gotta do is go inside the truck. If you can't find this, if you have one of these trucks and you're looking for the filter and you can't find it, there is supposed to be a piece of plastic here. It says Power Stroke on it, and there's a couple of nuts that hold that on there. You pull it off and you can see it. This one's just missing it. This is the filter that is supposed to be in there. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. See, it has an outer pre-filter on it. This is the one that's supposed to be in there, but I don't have the cap that'll make it work. It has new O-rings and stuff. So I'm going to do a new cap and take care of that tomorrow or some other day. I'm in town, I'll see if I can get to the new cap. Truck, you don't have to pump any pumps or anything to prime it. All you do is just turn the key on for about 30 seconds. And you do this 4 times. There we go, we've done it 4 times. We'll fire it up. There we go. There we go. Running good, no missing. I'll get that other filter cover, or that big cover tomorrow or something. So I'm going to move on to a couple other things. I'm going to work on the dash here. Got something special. Well guys, one of the other things that I'm doing is I'm tearing dash apart. And I'm installing this new radio. It's actually going to be able to hook up to my iPhone and everything, play songs off of it. It's actually going to have, I bought a whole package deal, and there's a backup camera that's going to be attached to it, so that way I'll be able to hook up the trailers. This is the original radio that came with it. It's a basic radio from the early 2000s, cassette player and everything. And it had us all these mounts to fit into this dash and stuff. I couldn't actually fit it to this radio. I searched around for a mounting kit for this radio into this truck. I couldn't find one whatsoever. So I ended up making up some of my own brackets. And it came out pretty good. Right here. And just made up some steel brackets here, put some bends in it to where I need it to be. Been able to mount the radio there with the holes, and put one on the other side and everything, and got it positioned in there. Looks pretty good. I'll show you. Well guys, we're all done. I'm going to be pulling the truck out of the shop here in a second. I got the fuel filter all done. I got that new one all changed in there. I actually went to the Ford dealership and talked to those guys about it. And they had one, you can get it, and it was $65. That's like, yikes, but they didn't have one in stock, but they had one in Lemira, which is like another 15 miles away. And I was going to go there, and then I had to go to Advance Auto anyways, and I went in there and I just asked them if they had one. And they looked it up, and sure enough they did. They had one for 13 bucks, and it worked just fine. Instead of having a 1/2 inch where you put a 1/2 inch ratchet into it, a little square hole in the center, it had a nut on just like the other one. But it didn't have the filter pre-attached, so I could use the Motorcraft filter. So that's all changed over, all good to go there. Got the radio all installed. I think it came out very nice and level and everything. All those brackets I built and everything I played out. It was a painstaking time to get that just right. It's constantly pulling in and out, cutting, doing this, doing that. Came out really good though. I'm gonna put some black, like a window, like a rubber, maybe black molding or something like that in this gap, I think, here and here. I'll see what I could find at some auto parts places and stuff, and just kind of glue it against the sides here, not against the radio, so that way I can pull it back in and out and the rubber will give, but it will kind of fill up that gap. But it's all hooked up in here. I have no idea how to use the thing or nothing. It does have Bluetooth. It all hooks up with my phone and everything. It does have a backup camera. I don't think the backup camera works. It was like a bundle deal that I bought. Came with some other stuff too. I think it was just maybe a little bit of a cheaper deal or something, but the screen when I put the backup camera, it's just like lines and fuzzy stuff all across it. I don't know. I've got it all hooked up. I've tried multiple things with it, and I just can't seem to get it to work. The radio is able to take a backup camera, so I might just pick up a better backup camera, hook that up, and just plug it in and see what's going on. I bet you anything it'll work fine then. But we got the radio installed here. It has this USB thing here. I'm not really sure because I don't have to be plugged into it to be hooked to the radio with Bluetooth, so I can play my music, answer phones, text, all that stuff comes up on there. But it has this hookup too. I don't know, maybe it's for different ones or something, but you can hook up here, transfer data into it and everything. I put my cell phone mount up here and everything. But then also I put some USB ports here. I always hate having all the different little plug-ins, the adapters you have to have and everything to put into the cigarette lighters. And then, you know, those don't charge greatest or whatever. I actually found these. These are from Walmart. And I found these things. I've tried different ones over the past. Like at truck stops and everything, you can get these things that you can plug into a cigarette lighter, and then it has little USB ports, you know, and with all the cameras and stuff I do, I needed USB ports. And they've always been junk, the ones I bought at the truck stops. And I mean, they're like 20, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, some of those things. And they're name brand ones, and I've had them, and like a month later, they just stop working, or one of the ports stopped working or something. So I actually saw this one at Walmart, and it was like $7 or $6, something like that. It wasn't much. And it's EverStart Plus, 12 volt dual USB power. I really don't need this. You could put an adapter into there if you want to, but really all I need is the USB ports, and these things charge super fast. You can put an adapter in there. I'll put my Apple adapter in there, and these things will charge faster than what my adapter will. They charge really fast. I don't know what the amps are on them and everything, but they charge really fast. So let's fire this thing on. Let's see what we got here. So you can see the screen's coming up. Oh, I got a CD. Got some Packers fever, and the Pabst beer's cold as ice. We have got some secrets that we just don't want to tell about ourselves. Everybody talks about the air so fresh and clean. Did you really forget our old friend Eddie King? This is my brother. That is my brother. That's I've talked about in the past that he used to do a lot of CDs, and he used to have bands all of his life and stuff. He has a lot of different CDs. This is one of his CDs that's in here. I gotta try to remember how to go back home. You can see my phone hook up there. Let's see here. I can't remember. There's a whole book with this thing. I can't remember how to do all this stuff. I think if I just do that, there you go. You got the radio, the camera view. See, it comes up with this. Well, actually, I have to put it in reverse, and it comes up, and it's got like lines across it. It's not working. Let's see here. Bluetooth auxiliary. You can actually plug stuff into this. You can actually play movies on this and have the outputs coming back to different screens, like in a back seat or whatever, for your kids to watch or whatever. I think it's pretty crazy. Got your radio here. Everything is touch screen. Everything is all touch screen with this thing. Pretty fancy little radio. It's working well. So I'm going to be getting out of here. I'm going to get Big Blue down in here and do a couple things. So I got to get moving. And I'll catch you guys later. I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they're watching this here video. And if you're not, well, we can certainly just try that all over again. This song is Welcome to Wisconsin. And he talks about the Packers and how everybody says clean air, blah, 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 and all this stuff. But then he also talks about that we've had a lot of serial killers over the years. This is my brother singing. And he plays guitar, too.
Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Welcome to Wisconsin. Please don't ever leave. You can get some 10-pound walleyes just south of Palm Beach. If your go-kart's running low on gas, that will never do. Them Gulfs are seen. Everybody parties like it's 1999. Driving Mustang fever outside the yellow lights. Cheap beer and cigarettes. Okay, as you want.
Well, there you go, guys. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.